Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm just gonna speed through my setup of February, so let's get into it. Since my setup has changed from the very theme-based spreads to more functional ones as classes go back to face-to-face, I also needed to change up how I choose themes for my spreads. When before, I needed to put a lot more effort and thought into my spreads because I need to make sure that I have something to design for a cover and 2 habit trackers. Now I just need to think about 1 cover and a general color scheme. My classes are starting on Feb 13, so I want to make it school themed without making it actually school themed. That's when I remembered the city pop kick I was on last semester before becoming a victim of burnout. I find that there's an overlap between vaporwave and the city pop aesthetic that I want to go for. I've already made vaporwave spreads before, and I'm using some vaporwave stickers here too, but the way that I want to differentiate these is by color scheme. I made the main color in Vaporwave a pastel to medium purple, where in City Pop I like having a navy blue as the main color because City Pop is very night focused and having purples and pinks as the background colors instead. I remembered how much time my cartoon spread covers used to take and how long I'd spent trying to color match each and every shade on the reference photo. Right now I just want to vibe and have fun with my spreads. So I went into this without having a solid plan. I have these kinda 80s, 90s anime papers in my collection, and I chose the ones that look the most city pop with a lot of cool colors and close-up shots. Since most of these are squares, I also use my scissors to creatively cut up some pieces of the papers and stickers I'm using. When layering washi tape, I use my hands to rip it up to create a more organic feeling to the ends of the tape. When picking stickers from my collection, I choose the ones that match the colors I'm using, which are mainly dark blue, pink, purple, magenta, and teal. I also chose those that gave a specifically Japanese aesthetic, like the ones with waves, Japanese writing, anime-style drawings, or small stickers of drinks. For the title, I tried to mimic the effect of neon text when making it digitally, so I make the main text first, then outline it with what color I want to be the glow, and then make the middle white. I just try to experiment with different shapes and sizes of stickers so that they won't look too uniform. I didn't want to leave a lot of papers or squares because it would look too much the same with each other, and there's also going to be a lot of them. So I tried using my scissors to make these fun edges. To bring in more neon light elements, I also outlined some parts of the page for some extra color. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to this, I just checked different placements until I got something I like. My favorite part is still the bottom right side. For the monthly, I'm keeping it super simple with a dark blue washi tape for the top and a dark blue color that extends to the rest of the calendar. The title is colored in with dark pink and I'm just leaving it as that until later. Then to create that neon glow effect, I outlined the entire calendar with a brighter blue and then purple. To contrast with the pink of the title, I take a green pen and write the days of the month on the calendar. I then realized that I made 1 box extra, so I just covered that up with a sticker. For the top portion, to take up some space, I get some small stickers and just arrange them over grid washi tape. I can't make the color code right now because I don't have my subjects yet, so for now we move on. This is the second time I'm making the weekly list, so it'll take a bit of time getting used to. I color the main text dark blue, and while I wait for that to kinda dry, I take my white pen and make the white marks in the middle of the pink monthly title. The reason why I wanted the title to dry a bit is because I'm outlining the text with my teal mild liner, and sometimes mild liners have a tendency to pick up color on their tips from other markers. While sketching this page out earlier, I already added some washi tape in the middle to prevent some damage from the booklet splitting apart. The entire week is going to be teal themed, so I make the boxes for the task list with the mild liner, and then write the labels on top and the dividers with dark blue. There was a mistake with lining the page, but I got to fix that. On the other side, I make all the boxes and charts with dark blue first so that I could plot out all the spacing. Then I get my teal pen to label the day recap, add the days of the week to the money tracker, and label the in and out column. I also use it to write down the habits I want to track and labeling the chart tracker. The last part is just adding the days of the week through the grid tracker, and then the habits to the chart tracker. Moving on to the weekly scheduling spread. For the corner calendar, I use a combo of mild blue-green and mild summer green for the highlights. I use the teal pen for the top and dark blue for the rest of the calendar. The teal pen is also used to make the shows box under the corner calendar. To make it really simple, I use the blue-black pen for the time labels going down. After marking out where to write off camera, I write the dates in my summer green mild liner, then use the teal pen to write the days of the week on top really small. This is the opposite of what I did in the last plan with me, where the larger writing was the day of the week instead of the date. I'm using these to figure out which one I'd rather have on my spreads and which one is more convenient for me to look at. I also looked at the stickers that I picked to find what to use for decoration. I decided on getting a drink sticker that matched the color scheme of each page, and you'll see me add those later. While I work on the other spreads that are going to be pink, purple, and magenta, here's some life updates. By the time I'm recording this voiceover, I have a week before I'm going back to school and it's been pretty hectic. It's mainly because I still don't have subjects. Let me explain. I've talked about this in Plan With Me's before, somewhere around 2021, but I don't know which one that is, so I'll just quickly go over it. In UP, we have a lottery system when it comes to getting subjects. There's the pre-enlistment period where you have a week to pick the top 20 subjects you'd like to join. Then after that pre-enlistment period, you have a batch run, which is basically where they roll the lottery. If you have a higher priority tier, then you get more entries in the subject lottery. You get more priority if you're graduating, a freshman, and varsity, among others. I don't have any of that. I'm on regular prio, which means it's really hard to get subjects. During the first pre-enlistment, I managed to get 4 subjects. Sounds great, right? But the issue here is I got the majors for a different course. I'm still allowed to take them as part of my curriculum, and they're gonna still add to the credits to my graduation, but it was in the same time slots as 2 of my majors that I wasn't able to get. A possible reason for why I didn't get my majors is that the system auto-canceled my enlistment to my majors when I got the other subjects first. So I had to cancel my enlistment in those subjects to make room for my majors. So for the second round of enlistment, I still have 2 subjects left from the original 4 that I got. 1 major subject and an archaeology elective. I pre-enlist for the same major subjects for the second batch, but now there's only 1 slot open for one of the majors, when before it used to be 15. Well, I didn't get that slot. The only subject I managed to get from the second batch was the community service thing that I was already assured of getting. So now I'm still at 6 academic units, it's currently waitlisting period, and I'm trying to email professors to let me into their class, and everything is currently very concerning, because I still need to get to 15 units, which means 3 more classes before the 13th. I've also been prepping for class in other ways. I just rearranged my table to make it easier for me to work. I'm gonna start making prep lists about what things I need to quickly check before I leave the house, a list of my leaving and arriving routines to make sure I don't forget a step before I leave or when I get back home. I just like laying it out in a very clear list so I don't have to think about it that much. I just need to read and go on with my day. I just don't like that anxious feeling like I forgot to bring or do something that day. I always want to have my essentials with me so I can focus on the special things that I might need to bring that day. I'm also gonna need to start working on my notebook soon, but that requires me to have subjects, but I don't have subjects yet, so that might be delayed a bit. I'm also trying to decide what things I'm gonna need to bring to class based on how I know from my time back in face-to-face. Right now, my time is being used up by org work and events that I'm heading. I need to oversee an entire org while planning a big event for another one. It's honestly really stressful, but it's a commitment that I chose to put on myself, and I think it's unfair if I don't see both till the end. So I'm gonna be handling a lot this sem, and I really hope I survive. But anyway, here are my final spreads. I hope you enjoyed these types of spreads. They've been a lot easier for me to conceptualize and record when it's very practical. If you guys have any questions about how I think about planning and organizing my time, go ahead and ask them. What do you guys think of the spreads? Any suggestions for monthly themes? Leave them in the comments below. If you found this video interesting, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this from me, then hit the subscribe button and the bell to know when a new video is out. I try to upload every week, Monday nights at 8. I guess that's all for this video. Bye guys!